Howdy, howdy, and thanks for checking out episode 128 of the Eyes Free Sports podcast. My name is Greg Lindberg. Here on this episode, we have a returning guest joining us who was previously on episode 77 of Eyes Free Sports. And so this gentleman is a member of the U.S. national blind soccer team, and he recently competed in a tournament here in the U.S. with a couple other international blind soccer teams. So let's go ahead now and hit the pitch and start kicking our way toward episode 128 of the Eyes Free Sports podcast. All right, so here on this episode of Eyes Free Sports, I would like to welcome back to the podcast Ricardo, aka Ricky Castaneda, who is a member of the U.S. national blind soccer team. Ricky, welcome back.
Thank you for having me back. And yeah, blind soccer, all about it.
Oh yeah, definitely sense the passion in your voice for blind soccer in general, and really look forward to chatting about this recent tournament, the USA Blind Soccer International Cup, which was held in early November in Chula Vista, California. But before we do get into that tournament, did want to give you a chance to kind of reintroduce yourself to those who might not know Ricky Castaneda.
Yeah, my name is Ricky Castaneda. Most people knows me as the blind soccer guy sometimes nowadays. I play for the blind soccer national team. I do multiple sports, not just that. I beat baseball, judo, Brazilian jiu-jitsu. I've done aikido. I've done wrestling. I've done track. I've tried it all, and just try to keep myself diverse, goalball, everything else. And I'm 24 years old, Paralympic hopeful for 2028 for blind soccer. It's been my passion since I was 12. And now I'm going out and doing it and putting in the work now.
Awesome. Good stuff. So for those who are not as familiar with blind soccer, if you just want to explain kind of how the game works and the rules of the game.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, I'll try to keep it short and sweet because I love blind soccer. Blind soccer is played on a 40 meter by 20 meter field, which is 131 feet by 65 feet. Goals are 12 by 7, and the field is with two walls on either side, and the walls are about 3 feet high off the perpendicular by 10 degrees, and it's a very physical sport. The only difference in blind soccer than regular soccer is we say voy, or hey, I'm going to you, or hey, I'm coming, or hey, I'm going to do this. You have to announce yourself before you attack the person with the ball. The ball has a sound. It kind of sounds like a rattling sound. I usually have a ball somewhere here. Oh, here it is. And it has metal beads inside of it. It weighs 1.1 pounds, a little heavier than a regular soccer ball. And it's all by sound. Goalies are fully sighted. There's 4 players on the field, fully blindfolded and with patches over their eyes. And there's a guide behind the goal and your coach guiding you in the middle. And they're in charge of every 40 feet that's in front of them. So we call it the offensive, mid, and defensive zone. Defensive zone in front of the goalie, the 40 feet in front of him, he's in charge of that and the communication with all the players. Coach is in charge of the mid, and offensive is in charge of the 40 feet from behind the goal all the way to the midfield. So yeah, that's blind soccer in a nutshell. It's a little bit more than that, but it's really fun and gets you out of breath and gets you out there and playing.
Awesome. Well, hey, appreciate that explanation. So I did want to get into the recent USA Blind Soccer International Cup. Like I mentioned at the top, this was held in Chula Vista, California, at the Chula Vista Elite Athlete Training Center. And so this tournament involved the U.S. national team, as well as teams from England and Japan. And if you just want to give us maybe a little backstory, kind of whatever you're familiar with in terms of how this tournament was kind of scheduled and put together.
So yeah, we just had the tournament on November 9th and 10th, and it was a exhibition match for us to get ranked, world ranked, which just means that if we play these international teams with Paralympic players, then we'll be recognized as kind of a rank that we have. I'm not sure what that rank is right now. I know there's like around 64 teams, so we're around somewhere maybe in the 64, maybe 50s. But this lets us go to other tournaments and bring other countries to us to play them and get higher in those rankings, and eventually get us to the Paralympics and get us all those qualifications for those. They're on YouTube. UK, Japan, and us, we all played each other once in every game, and we had scrimmages in between. Of course, the whole national team was very excited to hear that we were having an international tournament, our first one, our first cap, if anything. We had one against Canada, and now we're going against UK and Japan. And it was really fun to experience with all the other players. There was not just Paralympic players on the UK and Japan team, but there was also developing players that are maybe Paralympic hopefuls for 2028 in LA. So it was really fun to learn from them and learn what they're doing, how they train, what they do every single day, how they eat, and just somebody that I aspire to and hope to see in the future and on the field against each other. It was a great camaraderie. I mean, from just partying with them and talking to them, and I mean, just going out to the field and kicking around the ball and actually going against each other and giving it all we had from country to country, toe to toe. Really fun experience. And our coaches learned a lot. We learned a lot. And yeah.
Nice, nice. So definitely want to get a little deeper into each of the games, 3 matches from the tournament. But before we do that, if you just want to kind of talk about the current U.S. team, as far as the players on the team, the coaches, anything you want to mention, anyone you want to shout out?
Shout out to all my team that was out there with me. It takes a whole team. We're not just one person that shines or that's an all-star that scores a goal or that does a good tackle or that does this or does that. We all contribute in our own way as blind soccer national team. As we like to say, it's not about the name in the back. It's about the 3 letters in the front, USA. So we always touch our chest and touch our flag. It's always on the left side of our chest, the flag of USA. And so it reminds us why we do this and what we do it for. But yes, the team was me, Ricky Castaneda, Alvaro Mora, Charles Catherine, Ethan Kuhn, Cody Kirchner, Oseas. I don't remember his last name. I apologize. He's from Florida, Miami, though. And we had David Brown, a famous track athlete. A lot of people know. One of my good friends, I like to call. And we had Ahmed Sharif. Coaches were Kyle Knott, Ryan Lazaro, and Jorge Valanco. Jorge is our manager and a great support for our team. And Kyle is one of our recently added coaches. And Coach Laz has taken the place of Katie and now is our head coach. And our goalies are Brent Heron and Mark. And I'm sorry, Mark, I forgot your last name too. But shout out to all of them. And we all made it to a close game, I would like to say. Some of the coaches. It was 7-0 against UK and 3-0 against Japan. It was our first time being on a Paralympic level with these guys and like going toe to toe with the Paralympian and not knowing what some of the rules, restraints, and some of the things for the clinic of the coaches that we had, including the international tournament with UK and Japan. We had a coaches clinic. A referee clinic, sorry, with 11 referees that are now certified in the U.S. And they got to see what an actual Paralympic game might look like or what an international team that play each other might look like and what they might need a call and what's legal and what's not legal. Our sport's very physical. We are blind, but we do run into each other. So they found out what was legal, what was not legal, like 2 hands on the wall, which I love to do, which I get fouled for a lot. And no voice. Obviously, in our game, we have to say void when we're attacking each other, or even when we're walking around the field. You don't want to just like sprint out at 20 miles an hour and then hit somebody and get flipped, which happened to me during the UK game. It's all on Facebook and everything else. And it was a real fun time. and great experience. Shout out to all my players and all those referees that made it happen and got certified.
Awesome.
And USABA.
Absolutely. Yeah. And the fact you said there was, a lot of other stuff kind of in addition to the games, just in terms of raising awareness and helping spread the game across the country. Real good stuff. And yeah, just to clarify, so obviously the UK and the Japanese teams, already have well-established Paralympic blind soccer teams and programs. So definitely, like you were saying before we started, the scores are certainly no indication of any weakness or anything at all by any means on the U.S. side as we kind of get things rolling here in our country. Anything you want to mention on that?
Yes, I was actually, we were all came up to and our coaches were told that we should have lost way worse. I don't know how that could have been true or anything, but looking back at what I've studied back in the Paralympics in France, they were pretty high scoring games. Yes, we could have scored more. Yes, we need to learn how to score more and attack better, but it's just a learning experience for us. And it's a really fun time to be out there. I'm not going to lie to you, being exhausting, and exhausted out there in the field is like a whole different story. It's like no other sport I've ever played. I've played from goal ball, trying to go professional, to beat ball, being on the top teams, and nothing compares. Blind soccer being on an international team now for the U.S. doesn't compare to anything. But yeah, we got lots to learn, and I'm here to learn it, and we're all here to learn it from the national team and see who's ready to take that next step to LA 2028. And we'll be scoring more. Usually blind soccer games are very high scoring. They're usually like 8-4, 8-5, 10-9. And sometimes they go to 0-0 and they'll just go out from penalties. And it might be a little bit surprising because the goalie is fully sighted and you would think, oh, it's so easy for that goalie to block that shot. But no, that ball is coming at probably more than 100 miles an hour at their face or at their hands or anywhere else in their body. And they have to make sure that they capture that ball. And they can't get out of their box. In regular soccer, you can get out of your box. In blind soccer, there's a 2 by 3 meter box, which is around 2 feet by 6 feet in front of the goal. And he's only allowed to move in that area. If he steps a foot or if he tries to grab the ball when that player's coming and just like puts his hand over that line, it's a foul. So our goalies have to be very precise on what they're doing. They can't fumble the ball. And we can even go into their goalie box and shoot from there. So our goalies have a tough time sometimes, and our goalies are also learning. But also our players have to learn how to get tight. There's communication that we have to figure out. And there's 18 people mostly talking all at once. So you can just imagine on a 131 by 65 area, how much can you hear with 18 people all screaming at you in different languages, not just English, in different accents and different languages. And like, you have to deduce what you're doing, what your players are doing, if they have the ball, where are we going, if they're in danger. Everybody has a different playing style, and we're trying to figure out our playing style. I can tell you that UK was all 6'2", 220 pounds and over.
Wow.
And me and Alvaro, we're our front guys, and Oseas, and we're some of the smallest guys, and we weigh 170 pounds and are like 5 foot. Alvaro's 5'2" or 5'3", 140 pounds. So you can just imagine 3 big old, basically farm men coming at him and surrounding him and just whipping him around, or whipping me around. And Japan had like a different style. They would just run by and stomp you out. They would stomp out your feet. Because in our sport, our ball keeps close to our feet. Obviously, we have to keep it close to know where it's at all times. And it's very tight. It's only 150 by 65. There's not enough room. And these guys surround you like bees. Like, it's like a whole beehive coming at you. And they're communicating with each other in their own language. And not even in our language. So you just hear a bunch of sounds that you don't understand. And you don't know what's happening. You just know that you're being attacked by like 20 guys. And there's only 4 guys on the field. So it gets pretty wild. And they're smaller guys too. They're not like UK. They're around my weight or even lower.
Wow.
They're not 6 feet tall. They're about 5'5". And man, there's some scrappy guys. They're down to scrap around.
Mm.
And I was down with it too. We're down with it also, but we just have to figure out our tactics. Are we going to be the strong armed, or are we going to be the little guy that wants to be moved, and then that just flows with the flow and just goes, okay, we're just going to flow with the water, but we're going to guide the ball? Or are we going to make a dam and we're going to move that water, and not let it move us? We got a couple tips, especially because they've played Brazil and Argentina, the top teams. And they said, compared to them, they're like 100 times. Like they're going at 25% speed, 50% speed. Argentina and Brazil are going full sprints every time they run. So they're running from one end of the field, 131 feet. They get there in 2 seconds, 3 seconds, and they're receiving a ball on the throw. Because when the goalie blocks a ball, he gathers it if he can gather it, and then he throws it to a wall, which your players have to get up that wall to receive that ball, or else the other team's going to intercept it. So you have to know where you're going, where that ball is going. You have to understand your players like it's you. And that's where we're trying to get to. And hopefully we can get there by 2028. We only have 3 years. And it's exciting. I love the work. I love the dedication that my national team, from coaches to staff to the players themselves, are all putting in to make this work, and get that gold in 2028.
Right. That's amazing. That's definitely sense the passion in your voice, and really, really interesting insight too, just into the other teams, kind of their styles, their stature, all that. And I assume as far as the U.S. team, that'll kind of develop. It probably has already, over time, just as far as what the U.S. team is kind of going to be known for down the road.
Yeah, and just getting to other tournaments and knowing these guys and studying them, because I will be seeing some of these guys. There was a 15-year-old Japanese boy. I mean, he's 15. He's still a kid, and his name was Tenka, and now we just know his name, and we know who we're seeing in 2028. He'll be 18, 19 years old, and by 18, 19 years old, he can fill up.
Yep.
I mean, we all know that that's the time to fill up and get all your muscle and get all the rest of the nutrition and everything else, and then boom, he's on his way. His brain is working like clockwork every single day with these 26-year-old Paralympians, that's already been to France, already been to Taiwan, and played in blind soccer tournaments, and know these other guys from Brazil, from Argentina, know their names, know their ages, know where they live, how they train, when they go to sleep. I mean, being a Paralympian, you got to be thinking about every single little aspect of their life and your life to become the best, to be on the team, because not only is my spot up for grabs, but everybody's on the team is up for grabs, and we're ready to step aside if that other person comes in and goes, hey, I'm better than you, or they're better than me at doing this, because we're willing to put in that work to get our spot back. And yeah.
Absolutely. Well said. I am curious, as far as the Japanese players, were you guys able to communicate with them pretty well, or?
So yeah, I got to communicate with the Japanese players. It's I mean, obviously there's a language barrier.
Sure.
But now we have Google Translate. We have all kinds of iPhones and devices that we can pull on and get that communication. And yeah, I spoke to a Japanese player, number 4. I can't pronounce his name, but I just called him number 4, and he called me number 8. So we just know each other by our numbers, and yeah, we got to communicate. And yeah, it would be like we would be at the table eating. I mean, we have a huge cafeteria at the Paralympic Training Center in California, in San Diego, Chula Vista.
Yeah.
And so we just sat down and ate and got to talk. And eventually I had to get to one of my player meetings. We have a lot of meetings during these camps because we only have a little bit of time with each other and trying to get as much crammed in your brain as possible. And so I was like, listen, man, I got to go. I got to do this coaches meeting. And then we both parted ways, obviously. But before that, there's a cool tradition that we do with the other national teams, and we have pins, our USA pin or USABA pin that is our logo or our identification pin for our national team. And so we got to trade pins. I got a Japanese pin. I'm actually grabbing it right now. I have a bunch of pins on this lanyard, and just collecting them from every team that I play, from UK to Morocco to Canada to, I mean, you name it, I will probably have it, and I'm looking for it.
Wow.
And it's just good memories, and having relationships with these guys and getting their Instagrams or WhatsApps or even hanging out with the UK guys. Like we heard them partying in the next room with loud music, and we were like, we went over there and was like playing a prank on them, just saying, "Hey man, turn that music down," blah, blah, blah. And then they were like, "Hey, what's up, USA, USA?" And it was just so fun and so lively, and they loved our country. And it was just nice to hear, honestly.
That's awesome.
Just with all the politics that are going on right now.
Oh, yeah.
And they were just like, "We love America. We love this. We love coming back." And they will be back to play USA. And people are looking at videos of us playing, and they're like, "Well, why don't we go?" And so now we're talking to other countries such as France and Morocco and Cuba. And I mean, every country that we can talk to get that experience for the national team for USA.
Right. Absolutely. Wow. And those pins, I'm curious, did they have like raised letters or braille or anything like that on them?
No, I mean, we get it described and stuff. Obviously, we have AI things and things like that we can do it with. But no, it's just a nice little memory. I mean, some of them are shaped differently.
Oh,
like
cool.
it's this one has like a triangle on the top, and then it's circle. So it's kind of like a half moon plus a triangle on top. Kind of looks like a crown, but it's their symbol. I'm not sure. I'm not recalling what symbol it was at this moment, but it's just a good memory.
Very cool. So yeah, I definitely want to mention that England did end up winning this tournament. And I was also curious about like the crowd. Was there a pretty nice crowd there cheering on Team USA?
Oh yeah, we had all kinds of Paralympians actually.
Nice.
From the Paralympic Training Center, and family members also that flew in and got to come see us, and our sponsors, of course. Shout out to all our sponsors, the Abraham Foundation, to everybody that helped out in the tournament, from audio describing the games and filming the games. Even we love y'all, and we appreciate y'all support always. And yeah, we had a pretty decent crowd, about like 50 to maybe 50 or so people in the stands or something like that. They're really next to the walls, just standing and stuff. And yeah, it was nice to hear the appreciation for USA and them just supporting us in general. And they love the sport. I mean, just running by a wall, like I would be like right next to the crowd, and I'll be running by a wall, and they'll just be talking about me, and I'll just catch it from the side of my ear, and it would just give me more fuel just to keep running, or to keep playing, or do that tackle, or do this or do that, or just do some crazy stuff in front of them or something of that sort. And it's just fun to experience that. Even, I mean, as an athlete, I've never had many crowds. It's usually just me in a dojo, or me in a track field or something of that sort, and just traveling the world by myself. So now I have fans, actual fans that want to get my jersey. "Hey, where can I get your jersey?" Or, "Hey," they're texting me, like my friends are texting me, "Hey, where can I get one of your USA jerseys with your name on it? I want to support y'all." And it's just fun to see and be a part of that. I mean, I'm actually doing it now, something that I've dreamed of since I was 12 years old, being a Paralympian and striving to do all that work.
Oh, yeah.
And bringing the dog out. That's what I call it. Because I love I love doing crazy stuff on the field, like panting or barking like a dog, or like doing horse sounds or something like that. Just imitating and keeping it lively. When you're losing, especially 7-0 or even like 12-0 in a beat ball game, it's not easy to just bring yourself out of that mental mindset. And so those things help your team, yourself, not only yourself, but your teammates also, helps them feed off of you, feed off of that energy. And so it makes it fun.
Right. That's awesome. Just kind of bringing that lighthearted attitude and positive, outlook to the games, especially in, like you said, kind of a challenging situation or things are going tough. You got to keep your head up, right?
Yeah, for sure. I mean, there's going to be a lot of losses. I mean, to be a champion, it doesn't just take winning all the time. You don't just win all the time. You got to fall, you got to scrape your knee, you got to hit your face on the ball, you got to run into a pole of the soccer goal. You got to do multiple things. These guys, I mean, I talked to one of them, a Paralympian. He was 19 years old, Yaza, and he's from UK, and he started when he was 9 years old. So that was 10 years ago or so.
Mm.
And he said that he's fell, he's gotten concussions, he's gotten his. I mean, my toenail got ripped this tournament. I mean, I didn't come out with no bumps. I didn't come out with no bumps and bruises. I came up with bumps and bruises that I learned from. That's what I like to call them, learning from your bumps and bruises, and learning how you can become better. How do you not find yourself finding a soccer post into the face or running into a soccer post? Or how do you bounce back from that? What can you do better next time for not that happen? And that's how you learn, by falling down and getting back up.
No doubt. Yep. Very well said. So then looking ahead to 2025 and any events coming up in the blind soccer community, anything you want to mention?
Yeah, 2025. I mean, we have like 3 training tournaments. We have a lot of things coming up in the future for tournaments in general. We're still trying to get the schedule out, but you can look it up on USABA. We're all over Facebook, Instagram. I don't know if we have a Twitter account, or you can go to our website. I'm a USABA ambassador, and you can also reach out to me or Metro Blaze. I have a nonprofit organization here in Fort Worth that gives people with disabilities opportunities to come play sport. Now we're not just doing blind soccer. We're doing beat baseball. We're doing tennis. We're doing golf. And now apparently we're doing something with volleyball, blind volleyball. So it gets kind of crazy sometimes, but if they ask us, we'll definitely do it. And recently, we actually had a clinic yesterday, and we'll be starting a beat baseball little league, or kind of like a practice every month for the kids.
Oh, wow.
We found a couple kids that would love to play, and their moms and dads want to learn some more about what our sport is, or what their child can do. I mean, usually a child is just dropped off at a sporting event or somewhere else, and they're just like, "Hey, go do your thing." And so I really want to get the parents involved, and get them playing with their kids and playing with the ball. I know one of the dads was very surprised to see his son play, because I mean, I could just imagine as a father seeing your son not playing, or you being really into football and you can't play football with your son, or you can't play soccer with your son. It must be a terrible feeling. So I want to bring that love and that care to them, and really involve their children into their life again, and try to get little leagues and things like that for the kids. I mean, it's really important. It was really important for me, for my mom, to support me in my journey of playing sports. My mom is also blind, but she don't use her cane. She works and everything. She knows how to cook, and she's a great mom, but she never taught me a cane. I had to teach her phone and everything else. And so I would love to bring some of that, of what my mom gave me, when my aunt and my other family members, when I used to play soccer, I ran into a wall, racing my cousin out of the field, because the wall was see-through. It was an indoor pitch, and the door was also see-through, and I saw a double door, and I ran into it pretty hard, and I swear I was winning. I swear I did, before I hit the wall, at least. And next thing I know, I was woken up on the side of the same door that I ran into, with a big bruise on my head, smiling. And my aunt, my uncle, my cousins were all staring down at me. And my aunt told me, "Hey, maybe you don't need to play this. You don't need to play like that no more, or maybe you don't need to play this sport no more, because I got hurt." And when I came home, my mom was there, and she said, "What happened?" I told her what happened. She goes, Well, I'm going to tell you something different, but I don't want you to, this is going to be our secret. I want you to go out there and I want you to get hurt and I want you to get back up and I want you to keep doing what you do because this is our life and this is what you got to learn. And I did. I learned how to get back up and I learned that all other kids are going to get hurt too in sports. I mean, we break our fingers, we break a leg, we break this, we break that. I mean, the running joke in theater is go break a leg. So I'm willing to go risk everything to just play. I mean, I want to show people how to do it safely now that I know how, obviously. I don't want people to run into walls. I don't want people to fall down and break their leg. I don't want people to do anything of that sort. So I've done it now, and I have friends that have done it around me that I grew up with, that we became our own little community here in Texas and just played with each other, played goal ball, played beat baseball. We tried blind football and stuff, and we figured out what works and what doesn't. So I'm here to teach. I'm here to be a coach. I'm here to show the right way how to play blind sports, and not just blind sports. People with hearing disabilities, intellectual disabilities, limb differences. I want to get into all of it, and I want to learn. And it sounds like a fun time, and that's what my mission is with Metro Blaze and what we do here as my local organization. Sports have brought me a love that I cannot imagine and that I cannot tell you. And now it's bringing me a different kind of caring love of caring for people. And I can actually do something for my community and give back from the experience that I've learned. So, yeah.
Wow. That's really powerful, man. And I know you said you're only 24 and yet you're already giving back and already have that mindset to want to give back to others at such a young age. So definitely kudos to you.
You got to lead by example.
No doubt. No doubt. Awesome. Okay, so before we wrap up, if anyone's interested in learning more about blind soccer, maybe getting involved, seeing what's out there, any resources you want to mention or anything online people can find?
Oh, yeah. USABA, like always, United States Association for Blind Athletes. They're a good resource, and you can post on there and try to find people. I'm always looking on Facebook or Instagram for people just like me that want to play sports. So you can reach out to me, or you can reach out to Metro Blaze, my organization, my nonprofit that we have here in Texas. We're named Metro Blaze Blind Athletes of Texas, but now we're just Athletes of Texas, I guess, because we take anybody and everybody. And if you want to learn, or if you want to volunteer, or if you want to help out, or help out the team, all of our stuff is for our team. Nothing goes to our staff. All of our staff is volunteers and people that we find that love to help out the community. And so if you want to support us financially, or you want to make a donation, or if you would love to buy a shirt or support our team and just wear our shirt to a tournament or something like that. And somebody might say, hey, what's Metro Blaze Blind Soccer? What's blind soccer? And then so you start explaining, and that's how we spread the word. We have a variety of merch and stuff like that. We're trying to get jerseys. I know people are asking for jerseys of ours. Our jerseys are pretty cool. I'll give it a little bit of description. It has flames. We're called Metro Blaze. So we're like a wildfire. We just spread everywhere. And so we have flames all up and down our jerseys, and they look kind of real. They look cool and stuff and things like that. So if you would like a shirt or anything of that sort, go to our website, Metro Blaze 333. I think it's .com or .org, or just go to Facebook or Instagram or TikTok. We're everywhere. Or just contact me, Ricky.
Cool. I'll definitely put links in the show notes so everyone can have that. And would love to have a jersey someday myself. So put me on the list. Awesome. All right. Well, again, we've been chatting with Ricky Castaneda here on Eyes Free Sports. And Ricky, really appreciate you coming back on to talk about blind soccer and this tournament. And again, just kudos to everything you're doing in the adaptive sports world, and look forward to continue to follow your progress and everything you're doing.
Thanks for having me. And anytime I can talk about blind soccer or anything about blind soccer, I'm always carrying my soccer ball around. So I'm the guy that you hear jingling and jangling. And so just come up and talk about blind soccer. See y'all later.
Awesome. Alrighty. Thanks, man.
Thank you.
To hear more episodes of the Eyes Free Sports podcast and to subscribe, search for Eyes Free Sports on your favorite podcast platform or visit eyesfreesports.com. Be sure to follow the Eyes Free Sports podcast at facebook.com/eyesfreesports and on Twitter at Eyes Free Sports.